Ambitious women, entrepreneurs are beginning a movement to create a new way of business that focuses on collaboration and community. Together, we are shaping the way by using our intuition, our inner insight, and our creativity. Join us for inspiration, motivation, and transformation. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and this is the Wealthy Wednesday Show. A special thanks to Gordon Reary for creating the music. You can find him on Facebook under Gordon Reary. So now, let's get started. I am so excited. So welcome to this special training that I have for you. I'm your host, Luci McMonagle, and with me I have Cornelia Ward, and her nickname is known as Connie. So if I call her Connie or Cornelia, please know that both of the names are correct. So she helps individuals love Mondays. I just love that. That just excites me right there. I love Mondays also. And a lot of the reasons why I love Mondays is because of Cornelia. She is a phenomenal divine career and business coach who works with light workers to create a transition plan into a career or business that really lights them up so that they can get excited to get back to work on Monday mornings. So this is going to be a really phenomenal training. Grab your pen, grab your paper. If you're driving, please drive safely and listen to this later. But we are going to get into some really empowering steps for you to take today in this training. So Cornelia, I want to welcome you for taking the time and helping individuals to really truly start loving Mondays. And I would like you to tell them a little bit about yourself and tell them a little bit about this incredible training that you're offering. And then we're going to start diving into, some of the elements that people can take away today.
That's great. Luci, thanks for being here. Really fun. So my name's Connie, and as Luci said, I help people love Mondays. And I have a background, I have a master's degree in community economic development. So I really love helping people who are in business. And I'll just give you a little bit of my background, my story. I actually worked in financial services as a broker until about 10 years ago. And corporate environment, I ended up really crashing and burning. Got really sick. For me, that looked like depression. That's actually, unfortunately, very common for people who are out of alignment with the work that they're doing. And I got so sick that I actually had to leave my job. Like, boom, just had to take that leap and leave. And from there, I had to figure out what my life purpose was, right? And I decided to start a business. And it was a little bit of a rough ride in the beginning because the coaching industry was going through so many changes that the old tools were no longer working. And so I had to create my own tools to basically bring in that steady flow of new clients in my business. And that's what we're going to talk about today, actually, is the steps in my program, Passion and Purpose in Business, 10 Steps to Create a Business You Love.
Wow. And this program is really ground zero, what you need in order to create a profitable business. So if you're listening to this, please pay attention. Some of the steps you might already know. Some of the steps you probably already heard of, but there's two questions you need to ask yourself. Is one, are you doing the steps? Mm-hmm. And if you're not, why? Why are you sabotaging yourself? And two, really open your mind, because this work, it doesn't have to be difficult. And so, Connie, I'm going to let you, talk about the 10 steps in this incredible training program and really dive in deep to the first step. And if we get enough time, maybe we might talk a little bit about the second. But right now, we're going to talk to you, overview, just the 10 steps. And then let's dive deep into the first step.
Yeah, that sounds great. So it's Passion and Purpose in Business, 10 Steps to Create a Business You Love. And the first step, and we've all heard about self-care and how important it is.
Mhm.
It's fairly unusual in my experience to think about creating a business that you love and having self-care be an element of that. And the reason that's the first step is that I believe it's really difficult to build that strong foundation for a business that you love and be able to navigate kind of the day-to-day things that your business is requiring of you. And if you're a coach or a healer or somebody else who's of service to the world in a big way, it's easy to get burned out. And so the self-care is the first step in terms of basically creating that strong foundation. And then from there, we look at the specific problem and result that people are solving. Specific is the key word there. Really needs to be a specific problem and result that you provide. And then we go out and we do market research interviews and go out and talk to people about, people who are having that particular problem that we've decided to focus on, and find out what's keeping them up at night and what are they looking for in terms of solutions and how is it impacting their life. So those are the market research interviews. That's step 3. Then step 4 is where we do, and this again I think is somewhat unique, is we also do kind of a passion test. So after you've done your interviews, you check in with yourself and you go, okay, this is what people told me consistently that is a really big issue for them. This is what's keeping them up at night in this area of their life. But am I passionate about helping people with that? So that's really key. And then from there, we tweak the problem and result based on the passion test and based on the market research interviews, based on, kind of what people told us and gave us feedback about, just to kind of test that premise about the problem that they were struggling with. And then from there, we actually start building your tribe. Even before we start developing your solutions, your packages, and your pricing, we go out and we start building your tribe. The best way I've found to do that is through creating a Facebook group and starting to build a relationship with people. And eventually, when we get to the marketing aspect of the 10 steps, we'll actually be using that Facebook group as a way to connect with people and enroll new clients right from your Facebook group. And then from there, you can kind of see there's 2 tracks here. You've kind of created that strong foundation. You're building the tribe. And then while you're building the tribe, then you go, okay, so let me look at the solution again that people are looking for that they told me about in the interviews. And let me create the packages and pricing around that. So that's the solution. Those are the packaging and pricing. That's the solution. Okay. And then again, we do a kind of a repeat step is the passion test. Are you really passionate about these packages and about what solutions you're providing? And if not, how do we need to tweak those? So that's the second passion test. Again, it's the Passion and Purpose in Business program. And then from there, we basically go into marketing. There's a kind of a 2 or 3 prong marketing strategy, connecting with potential clients one-to-one, connecting with joint venture and referral partners. And then a third one is optional, and that's around public speaking, which Luci, you and I both know well because we do that a lot. And so it's not it's not necessary, but it's a great way to get in front of even just a few people and enroll a lot of those people as clients. And then the last step is where you actually start enrolling clients. So it might be you're going back to your Facebook group, or you're connecting with people one-to-one in other ways. So those are the 10 basic steps. And what I have noticed is, and these, by the way, I just told my story. So I really struggled when I first started my business. I have a background in business. I worked in financial services as a broker, right? Like, this is familiar territory. And so it was very frustrating for me that I wasn't bringing in all those clients that I was looking for. And these are the 10 steps. So it's a proven system. This is how I run my business. And I can't tell you, every time one of my clients, they go through the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When they implement those steps and they get the support that they need from me, I get to do a little happy dance because it's like magic. They start bringing in that steady flow of new clients. So those are the steps. And then do you want me to go right into the first step, the whole step around self-care?
Yes, because a lot of individuals, we all hear the term self-care. Take care of yourself. And there's so many things that I do that's self-care. And when I mention them to other people, they're like, that's self-care. Because it doesn't even occur to them that something so incredibly simple can be self-care. So could you dive a little bit into that, really understanding that, assuming that some of the people may not really grasp all of the elements of what self-care really is?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I'd love to hear what your self-care techniques are, because I'm all about self-care. I think it's like so important, which is why it's the first module in the first step in the program. Well, let me just kind of do a little bit of a reframe with people who are business owners who may be watching. So if you think about self-care as a marketing strategy, then when you're headed off to the gym, or you're going for a walk around the block, or you're going to do something else that's on the self-care list, the way to get around all that noise in our head, like, oh, no, you need to go post on Facebook, or you need to go call potential clients, or whatever it is that you've got on your list of things to do for your business, because we all have too many things to do, right? So if you think about self-care as a marketing strategy, it's like non-negotiable. It's what will keep your energy high. And the higher your energy, the happier you are, the more easily you're going to reach your goals. And so it's just this really beautiful way to, it's kind of a no-brainer. And then of course, Lucy, right, there's all these other benefits too, right? It's not just in our business. So anyway, it's about creating that strong foundation. It's about avoiding burnout, right? And then it's about easily navigating changes in your business, whether that's day to day or, kind of more major. So anyway, so self-care is a marketing strategy. Just remember that. Okay. So here are the 10 steps that I recommend. And by the way, these are in my book, and I forget how many chapters are in my book. It's Go Forward Fearlessly is the book. It's about navigating major life transitions. There's a chapter in there about career and business. But guess what the first chapter is? It's about self-care. So anyway, so just to let you know, and I think we're going to share with people maybe toward the end about how they can get access to some additional materials, and that book is actually included. So I wanted to mention that.
Wow.
So yeah, so really, really helpful stuff, and it's simple self-care, right? But it's so powerful. So let me just give you some ideas. And again, a lot of this isn't rocket science, right? A lot of us already know these tools. So, and again, I recommend people practice these on a daily basis. So eating really healthy food is important. Like organic food is really great. We don't hear our guidance. We don't hear our intuition as well when we're eating foods with like pesticides and other chemicals in them. So the clearer your brain is, the better you can think, the better decisions that you make in your business, and you just feel better. Water is a big one. That's why I always have like my glass of water when I do these interviews, because when you are really focusing on a project or focusing on something in particular, your brain cells actually get dehydrated pretty quickly. And if you're drinking a constant, high quality, pure water throughout the day, it'll enable you, you'll feel better, you'll have higher energy, but then you'll also make better decisions because your brain cells are actually really engaged and getting what they need. The third step is getting enough sleep. That's, we hear a lot about that. So important. Exercise every day of some kind, even if we're not athletic, just going out for a walk is really important. Some kind of spiritual practice. I used to have a friend his spiritual practice, he certainly didn't do this every day, but his spiritual practice was actually to go flying in his ultralight every weekend. That was a spiritual experience. So whatever that spiritual practice, looks for you on a daily basis, that might be just going out in nature, meditating, just getting quiet and having alone time, but spiritual practice on a daily basis. Number 6 is getting outside on a regular basis, in nature. If at all possible, you'll notice that when you get outside every day, especially when you're in nature, it'll just really clear your head. It'll enable you to kind of calm your brain, and any kind of, we all have like a little challenges that we're kind of working on in our head. And you'll notice that after you go for a walk, or do anything outside, like go for a bike ride, you'll notice that, you just can think more clearly, and some of those ideas actually start coming to you. So that's a great thing as well. Number 7 is journaling. Writing in a journal is really a great thing to do. Number 8 is actually using essential oils, pure essential oils. Like right now, I'm vaporizing lavender essential oil, which keeps me calm and centered throughout the day. Essential oils are great. Number 9 is actually, and this is, not everybody thinks of this as a self-care practice, but I certainly do. And that is to have a really consistent schedule every day of the week, even on the weekends. Like I recommend, for instance, our day starts with when we get up, right? And so what I recommend to people is that even on the weekends, is to get up at the same time. And if you have to take a nap during the day on your days off. But to get up at the same time every day, have the same basic schedule every day, your morning routine, your evening routine, those are like really key. That consistent schedule will kind of help keep you even kind of, when there are ups and downs. And then the 10th one, I just actually mentioned, the 10 self-care step is about having that morning routine and then having an evening routine. Like really simple, but really powerful. So I recommend people just pick one on that list, not get overwhelmed, but just pick one that they're like, oh yeah, I should be doing that. And it, if it's drinking more water every day, it really doesn't take any time at all out of the schedule.
That's so true. And those are really, really powerful steps to take for learning self-care. And I actually have water in a little glass bottle that I use, and then I drink organic tea in my favorite organic cup for my tea. And some of the things that I've noticed is when I started incorporating taking time off for a full entire day or two on the weekends has made all the difference in the world for me. Because before I would like sneak into the office on the weekends.
Really common, right? Right. Yeah.
And having a laptop business is fabulous, but sometimes we don't realize that over a long period of time, constantly, like working away and well, if I just check my emails, or maybe if I just do this, and then being tapped into your cell phone and you're checking your emails on your cell phone, and then you get up in the morning, you're checking, and all of a sudden, before you know it, you've lost a whole bunch of time.
Yeah.
You're not spending quality time with your friends or family anymore. You're not getting out into nature. You're not doing your walks or your bike rides, or just even if you just go outside and breathe. And that really makes a big difference, because it creates more of a balance between the work and your life. And then you're able to be more productive when you take that time off than if you keep trying to sneak time in to do work.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. Yeah.
Wow. So that's really important. And for me, I have to have a meditation practice that fills my soul, even if it's just 5 minutes, even if it's just while I'm in the bath or the shower, or while I'm getting ready for work. As long as I have that being time, that's really empowered me. Now, I normally take 20 minutes to do my meditation in the morning, and that's normally the minimal is 20 minutes. But you can get by with 5 if that's all you have, if that's all you're starting with. And I've noticed that when I stopped using caffeine to keep me going, I actually have more energy now that I don't drink caffeine at all.
Yeah. Yep. That's a really good point. Yep. And that would fall into the category of like healthy food, right? The caffeine kind of, and it also kind of makes you nervous and jittery, and
nervous and jittery, and sometimes that can make you a little edgy. And if you're feeling edgy and you have a sales call, guess what? It's not going to go very well.
That's true. That's true. You just want to be calm and centered and open. Yeah.
That's true. So can you tell us a little bit about the second step? We have just a few more minutes, and then we're going to get into how individuals are going to be able to get access to this incredible training. And from my understanding, you've got a special, you can't turn it down, no-brainer, get access to this program. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's actually $1,000 program.
Wow.
And we talked about implementation before. So I've been guided actually to share this program with my joint venture partners like Luci, like you. And then because many home studies can kind of sit on the shelf, right? Like I strongly recommend people set up a complimentary breakthrough session with me so that I can show them exactly where to start in the program and get them oriented in the online portal. So we can talk about that too.
Fabulous. So you can tell us a little bit about step 2 and then what kind of small steps that the business owners can start taking to start implementing some of the self-care or some of the parts of step 2.
Yeah. So in terms of the second step, that is all about identifying the problem that you're solving for people. So this this step is really a struggle for a lot of people because the kind of business owners I work with are people who are coaches, a variety of coaches. I work with a lot of healers. And those individuals they've gotten a lot of training. Like they love to learn and they've got all these great tools. And healers is probably the best example. Like I have never run into a healer who, hasn't already gotten training in like 4 or 5 different modalities. I mean, they're highly skilled, right? And, so when they talk to people about what they do, when someone says, someone's at a party, what do you do? They actually talk about the tools they have, which kind of goes over people's head, right? It's like, well, so what's emotional freedom technique? What's, healing touch? What's Reiki? Like, what is that? But we're so passionate about it, right? Like we just can't help ourselves. And so people really struggle with this. And I'll tell you my story. Of course I'm not a healer, I'm a coach, but it's a good example. So one of the big stumbling blocks I had when I first started my business is, I was a life coach and I, had this background in financial services as a broker. And I told people that I helped individuals with life transitions and money. And I thought that was pretty specific. And people the light bulb just didn't go off for people. I would actually I'd go to networking meetings and people would really want to help me. Like they really wanted to send people to me. But they didn't know how. Like I was making it really hard for them. Because they were like, well, what does that mean? So is that like a divorce? Like someone's staying home with a child, somebody's getting married, somebody's, I don't know, moving? Like what kind of transition, right? And so what I noticed is people started naturally coming to me for transitions around career, life, purpose, and business. Those are people that were attracted to me and who I love to help. So again, this was part of my evolution. That was a huge stumbling block. And I really struggled with it. And I was afraid that I was going to be turning people away who I could help. And, even if you, during this step 2, even if you decide like, let's say you're going to be a healer for people who have chronic pain. Okay. That's pretty specific. It doesn't mean that if somebody comes to you and they have an emotional issue, that you can't help them. You don't have to shut the door in somebody's face, right? Like, because here's the catch, around a lot of healers is they really can fix pretty much any problem. that's kind of the trap. And so you don't have to shut your door on somebody who doesn't have chronic pain. But my guess is that any healer or coach or service-based professional who's listening, who hasn't gotten specific about the problem that they solve, is struggling. And I know that because I see people, my clients struggle with it, and I struggled with it. And so let me tell you what happened. So life transitions and money, that was what I told people. Not a lot of clients coming in, not many referrals. And then through my evolution and my learning, I got specific. And so now I tell people, I help people love Mondays. You know, it's the light bulb usually goes off. Like either you like your job or you don't like your job. You're struggling in your business or you're not struggling in your business, or you need to change something in your business, right? Mm-hmm. Very specific. So like Luci, if I just met you at a party and you said, well, what do you do? And I say, well, I help people love Mondays. That's all I have to say, right? And you're like, either you're like, oh, maybe you can help me, Connie, or you're like, my husband complains about his job every night at dinner. Can I have your card? So I hope that gives kind of an example. Now, I do have people who come to me, like I just ran into a former client today and who happens to live in my neighborhood. She's going through a massive divorce and she needs help with her finances and she needs emotional support around the divorce that she's just gone through. And then she kind of needs the career and business help. Can I help her with that? Yeah. And am I going to turn her away? No, I'm not. Right? Because, I know I can help her. I have the tools. But at the same time, a lot of the work we're going to do is probably around career, life purpose, business, that kind of thing. But even if it doesn't go there, I'm not shutting that door.
Exactly. And that's one of the misconceptions so many individuals get is they're afraid if they quote unquote niche down, they're not going to be able to help the other people. What about John? But I work with women. And that's a misconception. Our message is simply to let the individuals know that we work with them, and it could trigger, hey, I might not be your ideal client, but I have these issues, and then we can work on solving the issues.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, that's what people worry about. And so what I tell people in that situation, like, well, then, that's really going to limit me. What I say is, so how is it working? What is it, Dr. Phil? Does Dr. Phil say this? How is it working for you right now? The fact that you're being general. Is that working for you? If it's working for you, great, go for it. But if it's not working with you, have a little faith, take a step of faith and trust somebody who maybe has been through that and try it. Try this new way and see if it works for you.
Exactly. And it's really worked for me very, very powerfully too. So can you tell the listeners on how can they connect with you, and can you tell a little bit more about your program and how they can get access to this?
Yeah. So the easiest way to get a hold of me is by joining my Facebook group. And I can give you that URL. It's pretty easy. It's I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's a different website. It's the one for the Facebook group is createacareeroulove.com. Createacareeroulove.com. So that's the Facebook group. The other way to get in touch with me actually is to go and get this like crazy, wonderful gift. And basically, Luci, as a special for your tribe and your listeners, they basically can just click on the link, I think, right, that we've provided and go over to my website and grab this program that I just described. We just talked about step 1, self-care, step 2, the problem and result. All 10 steps are in there. And I'll also tell you, I'm updating that information all the time. I evolve as a business owner all the time. And so I'm trying new things in my own business, new strategies, new techniques, new offerings. and I test them out in my own business, and then whatever works gets added to that program. And so it's not just the 10 steps, it's going to continue to grow, and over time it'll be worth way more than $1,000. So anyway, so people go to the link. It'll be my website, and you'll go down to the very bottom. You'll click on add to cart, and you'll want to write this down. You know, the shopping cart's going to say $9.97. But what you're going to do is you're going to add the coupon code, which is, guess what the coupon code is? Passion, PASSION, in all caps, okay? Mm-hmm. So you apply the code, it'll zero it out, and then you'll go through like a regular shopping cart. You won't pay a thing. And from there, you will get information, and I highly recommend this. This is another freebie to people. Is I highly recommend that you click on the link to my calendar right there on the next page and schedule a life purpose breakthrough session with me, which is complimentary. It's a $300 value. And I have to tell you that because I offer these breakthroughs all the time, they're really fun. Mm-hmm. People consistently tell me, like, I've gotten breakthroughs before, but Connie, like, this is nothing like I've received before from other people on the breakthrough. Wow. Like, you gave me exact steps. You inspired me. I know exactly what I need to do next. And so that's why I highly recommend it. So not only will I give you the next steps, but I'll also tell you where to start in the online program based on where you are in your business. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you're in a business right now and not bringing in the clients you want to bring in. So we'll talk about that. And then I'll show you where to start in the program and the other steps that I recommend. So that's why I highly recommend that. So, and then from there, click on my calendar, go ahead and schedule at a time that works for you. And then you're going to get an email from me basically with your login credentials, your user ID and your password for this great program. And I have to tell you, it's like magic. That's why I'm so joyful and happy to share it with people, because it's so important for us right now to get out there and share our gifts and talents with the world. The world really, really needs us right now. So whatever's holding you back, you click on that link, you get the program, and you have everything you need to start and really thrive in a service-based business and be a really great service in a big way. So you'll get your login credentials. You get another little friendly reminder from me to schedule a breakthrough session. And then from there, you'll have my email address, and then that would be a second way that you can get in touch with me if you have any questions at all.
Wow. So just in case you missed that, listeners, listen up. She is giving you this program, complimentary. You're getting $1,000 program, absolutely complimentary. And on top of that, you're able to schedule a breakthrough session with her, complimentary. So that's over $1,300 that you're going to be getting simply because you are listening to this and you are part of my tribe. That's phenomenal. So click on the link below. Then when you go to the shopping cart, make sure you use all caps, PASSION, PASSION, and you will get this program absolutely complimentary. That's phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. Thank you so much, Connie. I am so grateful that you are really taking care of my tribe. You're helping the individuals get set up and started up. And if your business is kind of like moving along, this program can help you. And you're not even having to pay full price for it. So I am so grateful. Thank you, Connie, for bringing this incredible gift. Is there any last parting words you would like to say, or would you like to reiterate anything else about this incredible complimentary offer that you're offering to my tribe?
Yeah, just again, it's about passion and purpose, right? Passion and purpose in business. 10 steps to create a business you love. Like you were talking about, Lucy, in the beginning, it doesn't have to be hard. This is like the recipe. Like, you know, how you go, like, you go to a neighbor's house and have that great, you know, like cheesecake. And it's like, I got to get the recipe. Well, here's the recipe. So, and it's $1,000 program. It's totally complimentary to Lucy's tribe as, you know, just kind of a thank you. And you know, it's so important for us to get out there and do the work that we're meant to do. And please don't forget to schedule your complimentary breakthrough with me. Would love to connect with you and give you, you know, great guidance about how to move forward. Because the world really needs you right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so kindly for this special edition training. I'm your host, Luci McMonagle, and I want to thank you, Cornelia, aka nickname as Connie, for this incredible, fabulous training and for the steps that individuals need to really start up their own profitable business or get their business growing if it's not profitable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Thank you, Lucy. Really fun to be here.
Absolutely. So until next time, abundant blessings. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I would love to keep in touch with you by giving you a very special gift that will help you move your business and your life forward. You can access this special gift I am giving to you at my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's lucimcmonagle.com for keeping in touch with me and getting access to a gift that will help you move your business and life forward. Until next time, abundant blessings.